What y'all know about that Switchgun? This thing is pretty cool, y'all. Minus the suppressor, it is almost the same exact size as the life card. Body itself, about credit card size, but the Switchgun has something that the life card doesn't, and that's more than one round. This bad boy has 5, and we're gonna shoot right now. God, it's loud. Last 2 hits, baby. Don't test me in the streets with my Switchgun. I know you guys are super jealous of my Switchgun. Okay, Switchgun, 22 standards. To pull this thing away. Try this one-hand stuff out. Man. 22 shorts. Still twice. Okay, gotta pull the hammer back just enough for where that comes out. Really more. Okay, Switchgun, round 2. Have you guys ever shot Calibre before? Calibres are 20 grain, 22 bullets. So they are not moving very fast at all. They are also considered subsonic if you didn't put the 2 and 2 together there. And if you haven't figured out what we're gonna do yet, we're gonna take that Calibre ammo, we're gonna put it in our nice little Switchgun here. We're gonna see how quiet this thing is. No suppressor. Calibre rounds. Let's see if we can hit steel. Last one, let's get the steel here. Ah, missed it. That's so awesome. What's going on, y'all? We are back from the range, and today we are talking about the newest in the pocket pistol line, the standard manufacturing Switchgun. But before we get into this little bad boy here, let's talk about the people that made this video possible. Number one being our homies here in Knoxville and Sevierville, Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo guys. They are providing us with a lot of the guns and the ammo that you see used on this channel, and they are ultimately giving us the opportunity to give you guys unbiased reviews. So we are all about that, and they are all about the community. It's a great partnership to have, and we really appreciate you guys supporting them as well. So find them guys at their stores here in Knoxville or Sevierville, smga.com, or Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo on all social media platforms. Then we got our boy Jay from Liberty Bell Firearms, guys, providing some amazing quality Cerakote and laser work for you guys. And now it's going to be even better because you get a little bit of a discount. So find him at shop.libertybellfirearms.com, Liberty Bell Firearms on all social media platforms. And be sure to use code OPIE to save you 20% off of your next Cerakote or laser job. So guys, let's get into this little Switchgun here. the Switchgun from Standard Manufacturing Co. This thing has always caught my eye because of the life card, right? So we did our review on the life card. We're like, really, the only thing it's missing is that it's only a single shot. It was a really cool concept because we were able to get a threaded barrel and SUPPRESSORS. Now this is going in a totally different direction. This is not meant to be quiet at all. This is meant to give you multiple shots in a credit card or wallet type of setup here. So when it comes to the Switchgun, they have a polymer style grip here that is built around their little metal frame. The metal frame does kind of end right there at the elbow, but you have this button right here toward the top of the grip or the side, depending on how you're looking at it. And with the quick release of your thumb, that thing snaps right up into place. So let's say you had the cylinder loaded. All you would have to do is snap, pop, pull trigger, right? So pretty quick to deploy. And that's one thing I did like over the life card itself, is it does have a very much easier manipulation system as opposed to that really weird type of hammer pullback that you have in the life card. Now, that's also something that makes the life card unique in its own way, is the way that the entire thing operates. But this operates pretty much exactly like a revolver does and gives you 5 shots to where you don't have to reload. So you load that cylinder up, you go out, you put this in your pocket, you are safe because your hammer is dropped. And this little release here on the back of the gun is how you put the grip back in.
See how this baby
and
performs.
There you go. So
hold it
again,
like
with your
revolver.
little quick boom,
actually exactly
boom,
like a revolver.
Boom, you're now in the fight.
So
pretty cool concept. I really enjoyed having this thing. It is loud and proud, so be sure you're wearing hearing protection with this one, because even though people say,
let's go for the back
quiet,
target,
I want them to shoot this without ear pro and see if that piercing of their ears is something that they can just ignore, because for me, we had to wear ear pro every single time we shot this thing. So I can only imagine how much ringing you're going to hear if you have to use this thing in a crowded place or indoors, because you might have some tendinitis when you're done with it. But, obviously that is all set aside if you have to use it to save your life. But still a very, very cool concept in a very, very small package. So getting back into the Switchgun here, guys, this thing is designed like a lot of the North American arms and stuff in a way where you have this retaining pin from the front that comes in and holds your cylinder into place. So if you take these little grooves on the side, you pull down and out, it will pull that retaining pin completely out for you. And so you have basically a 4-piece system in the retaining pin itself. There is a spring and a little screw here, and that is what holds the tension on this little locking block. So as you pull down to get around this little nub here in the front, get it lined back up. Yep. So as you get close, that first part goes in, it stops right here. You pull that little locking tab down and in, and it locks right back into place. Now, I don't know if you can see or not, but my screw is walking out the bottom there. These things are not meant to be shot a lot, right? These are your unique, safe gun that you show, everybody that comes over. You take it to the range every so often. We shot at least 500 rounds through this thing. So with that being said, this thing actually completely fell apart one day at the range, and I just so happened to find all the pieces to it. I got very, very lucky. Came home, I tightened everything really well, and now that I'm taking it apart again, I saw that screw had started walking itself back out. So if I wasn't careful, that could have fell out at a time where I wouldn't have been able to find the screw and the spring, and then my little firing pin here wouldn't have worked because there would have been nothing holding that tension. So something to note, be on the lookout. I would say every day you go to the range, make sure to tighten it. It is just a little flathead screwdriver that holds that all together. Tighten that and then check it when you leave the range, because you don't want to lose that part. Even if it's just a couple weeks and they send you a new one, you just don't want to lose that and have to have a gun down. So keep that in mind. Maybe even a little blue Loctite in there will hold all that together. But once you remove your retaining pin there, guys, if the cylinder itself is locked in and it's not coming out, simply pull back just a pad on the hammer and then that cylinder will fall free. And you notice the cylinder has these kind of locking tabs in it. That's to help you line it up with this little nub right here on the side of the revolver. So as you put your cylinder back in, it helps line up the tooth on, let me do it this way so you guys can see. Oh, maybe. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got it caught on one of those little locking tabs, and that really does help you get started to line up your firing or your retaining pin there and to get it like lined right back up into place. Now, when you are spent and you're trying to reload, you take your cylinder out, and we use this as a poker as well. So it comes right through just enough where it needs to knock those little 22 shells out. With 22 revolvers, they tend to get stuck quite a bit. So just a little tap, 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 you're right back in it. Get your speed shells loaded back in there. Get this thing lined up. And again, if you're having issues getting that in, just release the pressure of the hammer just a tad. Fire or retaining pin goes right back in the center there. Locked, dropped, ready to rock. So pretty dang sweet, guys. I have, like I said, I've really enjoyed shooting this thing. It is a very unique type of pistol and used in only certain practications, but it is something that I believe is a very much an eye catcher, and I think everybody kind of wants to see it.
Now that we're
at least shoot it one time just to see what it's like, because you don't see very many things like this. So you do have the, you know, what we call the work the corner type of pistols that have been out for a while, which is about the same concept, a 5 to 6 round 22 in a very small ankle or garment type of spot can be held because of their concealability. They've always had some popularity, right? But nothing that people like us who do any kind of training have ever thought of trusting our life with it. This would be more of a secondary, maybe even a third to the secondary when it comes to your backup type of thing. But I could see it being used. I could see it saving somebody's life if this is all they have. It is easy to use, a little bit easier than its counterpart, the Life Card, and I think that for the price, you are looking at a pretty decent product here. So, you know, comparing it with the Life Card, real quick, this is the Life Card. This is the standard manufacturing Switchgun. The Switchgun does have maybe about a third to a half of an inch in length. And of course, you've got the little bit of the hammer that sticks up, but the thread on the Life Card actually sticks out further than the standard manufacturing code does. So pretty similar in size. You know, if you, especially if you cut off where the extras are and put it back in, they're probably almost the exact same amount of real estate that is being taken up. Both roughly about the same price, you know, so you're looking at a single shot suppressible Life Card versus a 5-shot revolver, you know. So I think both of them have their pros and cons. Both of them have their own unique way of working. But when it comes to the gunfighter, you know, a lot of times capacity wins over everything else. And, you know, when you're using these, I don't think you're using these in a need to be as quiet in the streets as possible. You know, if I see somebody using a Life Card, more than likely they're not using it suppressed, right? Because the suppressor in a way would draw attention, and both have their own advantages and disadvantages, you know. So this one is definitely easier and faster to load because you have a top loading barrel that all you got to do is drop, block, pull the hammer back. This one you have to drop the cylinder out, poke the rounds out, put your new rounds in, get it lined back up. So, you know, at least you're getting 5 shots to cover your butt to get to that next point to where you can reload. But hopefully you never have to use a Life Card or a Switchgun in a self-defense situation. Hopefully you're never in a self-defense situation, but hopefully you have something a little bit better than these two things. But that's it, guys. The Switchgun from Standard Manufacturing Co. It has been fun. It's a revolver. It didn't give us any issues whatsoever. The only issue I had was that little locking pin starting to fall apart on me. The trigger is a little nub type of trigger, so you can't really complain about the setup here when this is aimed at just being a unique, fit in your pocket, 5-round capacity type of piece. So I like it. I think Standard Manufacturing Co. did a great job. I think you accomplished what you were set out to do with this particular pistol, and would absolutely recommend people buying one, or even at least just shooting one in your lifetime, because it is pretty fun. But that's it, y'all, on the Switchgun from us. Let us know down below what you think of this new pocket pistol that has been out for a little while now on the market, but compared to its counterpart, the Life Card. Have you guys ever shot a Switchgun? Do you have one? Have you had any other issues besides the little locking tab deal? We always want to hear your guys' feedback and try to be as responsive as we can in the comments. So that's it. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, guys. And as always, stay alert, stay alive. But for the love of God, get something better or you might die. Switchgun. It is easy to use compared to its counterpart, you know, the Life Card. It is, you know, it'd be a great hitman gun in a way, but it is a not a very reliable gun with the suppressor on it because of how much weight it puts on. So you better know what you're doing. We better not put any of that in. But yeah, Life Card compared to the Switchgun, guys.